mutation is called Fright and is displayed on Rifts to Korhal. We have 2 mutators active. We have Trick or Treat, and we have Afraid of the Dark. So this is a sub-mastery game. So we have Spawnbap here, who is better known as Eddie in the co-op community. He's playing as a level 10 Dehaka, and Nova I think is a level 7-ish Nova. So they're doing the weekly mutation, trying to level up their commanders, and very casual mutation that they're going to be doing it on. So I think first things first, I think people might be asking like why. Okay, let's talk about the prestige selection. We have Soldier of Fortune, which is the P1 Nova, if I remember correctly, and then we have the or P1, yeah, P1 Nova, and then we have Dehaka, who is the primal. He's playing the primal contender prestige, which where is that? Is that P1, P2? It's been a while since I have played Dehaka. For quite a while. But yeah, so people might be wondering, like, why is this mutation a little bit late? And the short answer is I done goofed on the website. So you'll notice that the website did not actually have the Trick or Treat mutation listed. It did not have Fright Night as a mutation that was upcoming. And it was basically how I coded up the thing that displays the upcoming mutations. I did some kind of filtering on the data, and I kind of accidentally removed this mutation from the list as well, so that was my bad. So my apologies for that and for the delay. But yeah, Dehaka just slapping these things around and farming. So for those of you who are a little bit newer to this mutation, Fright Night features a very special mutator, which is the Trick or Treat mutator. It also features the Afraid of the Dark mutator, which is very, very uncommon. Its first appearance was on Trick or Treat, but later on it was added, I think, to a Cradle of Death mutation as well later on. But basically, the Afraid of the Dark mutator is very similar to Darkness in the sense that your minimap will be blurred, will be darkened. But the other thing as well is that your units are only able to get vision when your camera is pointing over a certain area of the map. So if you are looking away, like for example over here, Dehaka, if he's going to be looking away from his camera, Dehaka can get attacked by enemy forces, but there is nothing that he cannot actually attack those enemy forces in return. You can see over here the Void Silver is like right next to him, the Void Shard, but he's not able to do anything to that. So you need to constantly have your camera on your army if you want them to be able to attack, which makes this mutator a little bit more difficult to deal with. Now, the other mutator that's active is the Trick or Treat mutator, and the Trick or Treat mutator will have little civilians moving towards the candy bowl, and if the candy bowl is empty, they will transform into an Amon unit, and over the course of the mission, it will start to create bigger and higher tier Amon units. So you know, at the start you'll get a Zergling, but eventually it's very similar to transmutation. So you'll start off with a Zergling, and then over the course of the mission, you'll start transforming into like a hybrid and stuff like that. Now I believe this mutator is still bugged in the sense that after I think the 12-minute mark, it'll only spawn tier 1 units. So that is something else you can take advantage of if you choose to do so. But yeah, so we have basically P1 Nova and Dehaka also, doing pretty well here with this prestige. I'm still trying to think, like, I'm pretty sure this is P1. I cannot for the life of me remember. It's been a while since I played Dehaka. I haven't been playing Starcraft for a while. I've just been hopping in, just doing the mutations and leaving, so all my default prestiges are there. I know how things go, but that is basically what it is. I have been having a lot of troubles connecting to the servers as well. I don't know if any of you guys are having trouble connecting to the Asia server particularly. Do let me know in the comments, because I haven't been able to connect to the server in like a month now, so it's a bit of a problem. But we have Glevic out right now. Glevic going to be causing a little bit of extra damage here to Amon's forces, and he's going to start working away and starting to clear this area out. But Glevic just chilling right now. He's going to use the incendiary acid again, and you can see the shots that are being taken over here. He's just taking the shots right through the middle of the base here, seeing a little bit of damage. Now he's going to deep tunnel forward, but I think it may be a little bit too late over here. And yeah, Glevic has timed out. Nova taking up the expansion. And one other thing to note as well is that the expansion enemy bases, like your primary structures, do generate their own little vision so that you can actually mine without being harassed. You can see here, this is the kind of vision circle that you have available to you. But notice how this mineral field is not in vision of this structure. So I think the structure may not be placed correctly, but this does mean that this will also reduce your mining effectiveness. Even if this thing was placed correctly, I think there are some certain mineral fields that are a little bit further away. Those things are not going to be in vision of your workers, which also means that your workers will not be able to mine at full efficiency. So your mining is also affected to a certain extent when you're playing with the Afraid of the Dark Mutator. So something else to bear in mind when you are playing this. But we have now some more money being deposited into the candy bowl. Candy bowl sitting at 10 out of 50, which is pretty good. Nova just charging in right now with these void shards, and all is good over here. This is the P2 prestige, isn't it? I think P1 is the one that buffs all the other like units. Yeah, this is the P2 prestige. I'm gonna check this on Starcraft to go. Don't worry, I'll put it in the description. I'm pretty sure now it's a P2 prestige. But yeah, so first void shard is down now. So the second one now is going to be targeted by these players. I do have to thank Eddie for submitting this replay. I kind of like when I got a ping by Punish, who is another YouTube creator. And he was like, okay, so it's a Trick or Treat mutation, and I had casted next week's mutation ready for this week, and I kind of panicked. But Eddie had he was doing a run, so he very graciously gave me the replay. I would ask you guys to praise Eddie in the comments, but if I did that, then it would be very unfortunate because he may not send me any more replays in case I forget other stuff. So you can see here we have an immortal right now. If you're wondering how this immortal had spawned, it may actually be from an attack wave. Oh, there's no attack wave ping marker here, so this might have been... It's possible from a candy bowl. This might have spawned from a candy bowl, but we do have some siege tanks over here. We drop some spire mines, clean up that immortal, and now Nova is going to be starting to clear these void shards. So, again, it's going to take a little bit of time here to do so. Now, notice what Nova has done here. She has dropped her defensive drones. I'm pretty sure it's very intentional. So Nova has dropped her defensive drones here, and these defensive drones will provide a little bit of vision. All structures from the player, I think they have one vision range. So it's not a lot, but it's just enough for Nova to be able to park her army, look away, and do other stuff while her army actually takes out these void shards. So you still have to micro against the void shard attacks, obviously, but it just makes it a little bit easier as well. The other thing to also note is pack leaders are considered map bosses, so they are also immune to the Afraid of the Dark Mutator, and they retain their vision as normal. So this is actually like a double whammy here. Some really good use of the commander's strengths here. So because these things are considered map bosses, they are not going to be affected by the Afraid of the Dark Mutator. They maintain the regular vision range, so you can move your camera away when you drop Dehaka's pack leaders, and Dehaka probably one of the best commanders for this mutation because of these map bosses, making life so much easier. In addition to that, obviously Dehaka is really strong, and he has the ability to do these things and clear enemy bases very effectively. But it's something to take into consideration if you are trying to pick a commander for this mutation. So yeah, overall, nothing really too bad. And what I might have to do is I might actually even have to prepare the shorts video. So I'll do that as well. I'll release the... Or actually, I might just skip the shorts video this week. But yeah, I'm casting this game, but I'm also kind of think like the things that need to be done. Like there's a lot of work that goes on that goes with the site in the background that a lot of people do not notice. The amount of planning that goes for like these weekly mutation casts so that they're released as soon as the Asia server comes up live. So these things are just running through my mind as I'm casting this game. So my apologies for that. Void Shard, second Void Shard goes down. Third Void Shard area now is in action. And you can see again Dehaka maintaining his vision range. Dehaka does jump back out again. And Dehaka will end up deep tunneling back down. And he's going to get into position over here. I think he has cleared out this third area. So all Nova has to do is just walk over and clean up the area with the rest of her units. Now remember, like if you're wondering again why Nova is not using Liberators or any of the other OP units that she has, remember that Nova is only a level 7 Nova. So she doesn't have access to a lot of the things that Nova would normally have. Dehaka is going to be jumping in right here. And again, this is level 10 Dehaka. This is not like mastery level Dehaka who has all his abilities available to him. He's using whatever he has available. Like remember Eddie, really great player. He's known as a carrier of mutations, especially the difficult mutations. He ended up carrying a lot of people on aggressive recruitment. It's pretty amusing to watch. But some more units over here. Something is attacking, but I'm not really sure what. Okay, yeah, Candy Bowl is ending. I wonder if I can actually show the Candy Bowl like triggering here. I'll try and keep that in mind. I'll try and show you what happens when the civilians get to the Candy Bowl and there is no food or there's no candy in the bowl. This was initially the Halloween Mutators, so this mutation first appeared during Halloween. So they tried to show like a little bit of trick or treating from Himonzio's very clever design of the mutator to fit with the holiday, but it's kind of interesting here. Dehaka is charging in right now. Where is Dehaka? Dehaka is going to try and charge into these enemy forces. Is he going to survive? He's probably actually going to end up surviving there. Does end up eating the Colossus, surviving very, very closely. But you can see over here what's happening. They're just reaching the end here. And now, because remember, this mutator is bugged, these things are not going to be converting to hybrids, which is what you normally expect. They end up being like little Zerglings, or they end up as being little Marines here, and these things are just being spawn capped. So this is something that these players are taking advantage of, because it does actually hurt your economy. Not that these players need it, they're not really using all their minerals as, you know, you would normally need, but it's something that you can pass. I think it's a 12-minute mark, 12 minutes or 30 seconds or something like that. Not really too sure when, but eventually, like, you can just leave the candy bowl empty and just get extra value, especially, you know, if you are newer and you are struggling with mutations. Something else you can take advantage of. Just do what Nova's done here. Just park a bunch of siege tanks and just leave the candy bowl empty past a certain point. Do not leave it empty when it's, you know, at the 8-minute mark, because it will spawn like very, very nasty units, but past a certain point in time you are going to be safe. Clever getting used here, Dehaka exiting the map, and Clever using the incendiary acid now to try and clear this area out. Nova has already cleared out the third void shard area, and using a tactical airlift is getting into position, and they are going to start clearing this final area out. The Raven getting picked off by a Phoenix, but the Phoenix getting cleared out as well by Nova. First void shard goes down, and now we have the Raven's healing drone as well, trying to heal this thing up. And Nova's army is probably going to get hit by the void shard area, but Dehaka is just charging right through, clearing out this area. And I think there are very, very few enemy units left. Dehaka is out now, and he's just probably just going to eat this mothership here. Yeah, mothership gets eaten. Dehaka just slaps the Tunafish hybrid. Tunafish hybrid goes down, and this area here, Dehaka, what does he want to slap? Does he want to slap the void sliver? Yeah, he's going to try and slap this void sliver. Dehaka also using an army of swarm hosts here. Remember, he doesn't have, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have access to explosive creepers, so this is all he has access to, and that is all really, really good. This is, I think, the last void shard that needs to be cleared. There we go. That is the void shard done, and that is pretty much it. I think all the void shards have been cleared. Fairly straightforward mutation, not particularly difficult. Just pay attention to Afraid of the Dark, because that is the nastiest part. Those are all the void shards cleared. Korhal has been saved, and that is GG.